This is Denise Allan with Simplify Experts Professional Organizing. I am so pleased to be part of the Issaquah Special Education PTSA program. Thank you for including me on your Ask the Experts. Excuse me. Good morning. So we're going to discuss organizing strategies for IEPs, 504s, and life. I'm so glad you're here. First off, I want to share who I am. I am a certified professional organizer and a certified professional organizer in chronic disorganization. I founded my company in May of 2007, so 15 years ago. I'm both an attention deficit hyperactivity disorder specialist and a master trainer in chronic disorganization. My kindergarten report card truly does read, Denise needs to stop organizing the other students' art areas and do her work. I have a fantastic team of women that help support me. So we support just busy people, families, and those with an attention deficit hyperactivity disorder environment. So lots of brain-based conditions are the homes that we and office environments that we support. So perhaps you are feeling overextended. The typical kind of working mom, and with the amount of time that they spend on their family at home, if they were paid for those hours, would work over 98 hours a week. So there's a lot going on, and particularly when you have a special needs child. So I just want to give you some strategies that can help cope with that. So today we're going to process through the clutter clearing process, and we'll discuss 504s in IEP paper management, or different strategies you can use to just hold that information and retrieve it and use it to your benefit. And then some just basic family organization strategies to help support. Okay. So we're going to, and why do we get organized? So I think sometimes going back to the why is super important. It reduces your anxiety. It provides a great sense of control. It saves time. The average American spends at least an hour a day looking for lost items. That can be a whole bunch of small 45-second issues, or it can be just looking for one. Getting organized saves money. I've been in a home with 12 vacuum cleaners, or people buy duplicates all the time. I've found a check for $93,000 that a person didn't know about because they weren't opening their mail. And getting organized increases your productivity. And when your day's going really well and you feel like you're getting some nice things accomplished, that's a huge win. So we're going to go over the clutter clearing process. There are 5 steps to it, and we'll go over each of these kind of individually. But you start with what's the vision, and then when you begin the sort and let go process, we move to assigning a home, containing and labeling, evaluate, and maintenance. So here is a very, very active bedroom of a kind of elementary school, middle school boy. So there is a lot going on in this space. So we start with the vision of what is it that you want your child to do in this space. Do you want it only for reading? Is it too just for sleeping? Is this much too stimulating of an environment? Or, is there a younger sibling where maybe Legos happen in the bedroom because you don't want a toddler, kind of destroying the play of an older child? Or so first you think about what is the activity that you want to take place in that room, and then how do you support that? So, we want him sleeping well, we want him dressing, but there's a lot going on here with snowboards and musical equipment and all sorts of things. So we start just, having a really nice discussion of what you want to do in this space. And then we begin the sort and let go. Which items will we keep that we'll just keep in the same spot? What are we going to donate or sell? Recycle, and then what's trash. Then we also put kind of a laundry basket at the foot of the door of what goes to another room, because we want to stay in that space while we're working and processing through. So we don't want to keep leaving the room and then forget to come back. Something's captured our attention. So we work with our clients 3 hours at a time. And that seems to be a good amount of processing time. You're going to hit decision fatigue about 2 hours and 40 minutes in. So you want to process strategically through spaces to optimize and bring down the white noise of the environment so it supports you better. One of the tips that I tell my clients is 80% is full. You want swing space in your closets. You want to be able to retrieve in drawers easily. If something's 100% full, you can't get to the other items well. You know, if you have to really yank on a drawer to get it open, it's not a good supportive environment. You'll just pile on top of the dresser. So you want movement when you sort and purge. Then after we've gone through and we've sorted and purged all our items, we want to zone where those items are going to go. So you saw the snowboard in that child's room. Maybe the sports equipment and the snowboards and things will all move out to the garage. Then the clothing, you know, if your child is your child's better with hooks or maybe rolling their clothes? If folding's too difficult, can they roll their clothes and put them in the dresser? Or if it goes in a dresser, is it out of sight, out of mind? So do we need more of an open environment for them to see? You know, how do we want to support clothing best? Some kids like their clothing hung so that they can see it all well. And then do you want the musical instruments in that bedroom, or should they maybe move into a family room? Or maybe they stay there. So we just want to zone where something's going to according to how you're using that space and where it will be used the most. This is Kourtney Kardashian. The Kardashians used to be professional organizers before they became big on the screen, I guess. Big in life. So anyway, she is showing you about containing. So clear containers are really helpful to zone to be able to see something. So clear is king for our client base, particularly those with ADHD or something. You want to be able to see inventory. This is a little bit difficult because they're stacked on top of each other. I might use a shelf riser and keep the bins open so things are a little more grabbable. And then this is also a very high volume of items in a cabinet. So I think I would keep less and then have the bins open for quick retrievability with maybe a shelf over it. But wanted to give you an idea of what this would look like. I also use labels a lot. You can see a label here. I like to really define a boundary for what goes in the boxes to help maintain the organizational system better. And then the last stage in the clutter clearing process is the evaluation and maintenance. So if you bring a new item in, we need to take one out. We need to have like a goodwill bag going in your home at all times. Because once you get to a good level of items, we don't want to have to do a massive kind of backslider reset every time something new comes in. So if you get a new pair of shoes, let an old pair go. Have a garbage can and a laundry basket in every bedroom so that things can be, if there's garbage, it's immediately put in the can and nothing's kind of laying on the floor. I like laundry baskets that are open, that don't have a cover, so that you can visually see how much laundry there is to help you get in the system of doing laundry more often. So the whole goal about organizing is to be proactive over reactive. So if you have a zone for where something's supposed to go, if your keys are supposed to be in the bowl, then you're not just frustrated and angry that they're lost because there hasn't been an assigned home. So the more we can be proactive, it just creates a calmer environment. And then when my boys were in school, I like to do just kind of do a 15-minute reset around the house before I went to bed. I would start the dishwasher because I was happy to unload the dishwasher while my coffee's brewing. I just wanted the house calmer and set for the morning so that the mornings were as peaceful as possible as we started school. So just some ideas about how to maintain organizing systems. And then this may humor you that the average mom asks their child 140 times a year to clean the room. So you are not alone. But we are here. So just kind of a big overview on how we clutter clear. Now we're looking at the stack of papers that are your 504s or your individual education plan. Just there's more coming at you when your child just has additional needs. So the things that you need to track are the communication you have with your school, any evaluations your child has had, whether that be with the school or maybe a special neuropsych evaluation. You need the IEP and or the 504. So those may be in a lot of times you see those kind of merged together, or some people keep them in the same file. And then I like to keep schoolwork from the beginning, mid-year, and end of the year. I think if your child is having some different developmental milestones, to be able to see some of the progressions that are happening by looking at this beginning, mid-year, and end of the year, it's nice to really get to see where there has been market improvement and maybe not as much, and maybe what we need to address some more. Report cards, and then behavior updates or plans. So that's a lot more that you need to track for your student than maybe a neurotypical. So let's talk about some different ways to track that. So we've got the school communication, evaluation, your IEP, some homework from different times of the year, your report cards, and then behavior updates or plans. So you may be a person that likes notebooks with dividers and kind of have it all curtailed in a notebook of all those informations with all those different areas with kind of these divider tabs. That may work for you, but there's some additional steps in that. You need to be hole punching them. You need to make sure that when you go somewhere, you have the binder, or that it is zoned to a strategic area so that you could get at it when you need it. So some people are very textural and really like a binder. Some people like the mix of both kind of written and technology. So some paper and some digital. And I think with school communication, a lot of times it's easiest to email back and forth. And So I could see where you might have your school communication might be a digital file on your computer desktop where, and maybe you have the IEP digitally, but you have the homework and behavior and report cards and things in physical, either the binder or I really like the hanging file, because the hanging file option here down on the right, where you're not having to hole puncture things and it's easier to slip in. So I created this system of just, I guess here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoop, I'm sorry about that. We'll go back. Um, 5, and I added a resources file. So there's six hanging files here. And then I have some additional manilas in some different hanging files. So I've got my evaluation for the 4th grade year. I have a place for the IEP. And then I have homework specifying in kind of math and writing. So I've got a couple different manila folders there. Report cards. So you would just keep moving. When you created your hanging files for your child when they were in 5th grade, you would just, you could reuse these different hanging files again. You would change out the homework. You would just add, move the report card from 4th grade next year into a past year and put it in the current year kind of thing. Instead of behavior, I might choose the word conduct. Should my child be looking in my files, or, just, and I would have the school code of conduct there, and then maybe my behavior plan and any issues that came up for that time. And then just different resources, meetup groups, or great organizations like this special education group where you're gleaning more information would be super valuable. So, and then there's people who are very tech and prefer everything in digitally and may be scanning some of these forms and have it cloud-based so that they could access it anywhere they are, or maybe go with some Evernote folders if that worked better for you. But again, the struggles that I see for just busy families and people in general are coming up with categories of how to file something. And the files can either be paper files or they can be electronic files, and how to put them. So typically, just some standard file, just know-hows would be to say that once a file gets over 1 inch thick, you do need to subdivide and create smaller manila folders that work with that topic, so that you can retrieve the information quickly. So just a heads up on paper retention tips. All papers are not valued equally. So just like your junk mail or flyers are not as valuable as maybe bills or, kind of a lovely card or letter from someone. So, every single piece of documentation that comes from the school, if you've read through the newsletter and there's nothing you need to act on, you don't need to keep all newsletters and things from the school. Some papers are cumulative. So if you have multiple meetings regarding your IEP and everything's written on those, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, you can just keep your end of the year at the end of the year. So I would keep the one that's most cumulative. You may have duplicate copies of things. Again, just trying to make those files a little thinner so that you can glean things quickly. And when you look at homework, I'm looking at the good sampling. I don't think I would keep all the written work. I would keep a few pieces from again, the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, and the end of the year. And then, is it within your bandwidth to do a yearly purge of paper? Sometimes when I go into people's homes, they have so much. They have um, paper bags and bags of um, all the work of their child from that whole school year. So there's some busy work that I recycle right away. So again, just all papers that come into the home are again not valued equally. So I will try to recycle and just bring down the volume um, of things that I don't need to keep right away. Um, a great idea in your home is to have analog clocks and make time more real in your home. I also really like calendars up on the wall so your child can see time passing. Some children really like to cross out the day as the day passes. Just put an X through it or put a line through it, just so they're tracking something. And and or we all love getting stickers, or just something, don't break the chain, just positive things that are happening. um it, if we have great behavior all week through, let's will someone in the family can choose the the favorite movie for a family night, a family movie night on Friday night, something like that. I like time timer, which is this is a great visual timer. It just makes a very small ping when the time goes off, so it's not loud. But when you say that you have 40 minutes to play, and then we're going to transition to something else, they can see the time diminishing, and then be more willing to make an easier transition because they know they're able to see time disappearing and have an awareness of when the next item in their life or activity is going to happen. I also really like landing zones of just coming in and placing your coats on a hook or shoes on a basket so people aren't tripping, or just having a zone where coats go, just logical places. The more that we can build structure and routines into your life and your family's life, just the ease of of everyone kind of going along with the flow, and just entering and exiting the home with an ease of transition where things are supposed to be where they are is a great help. So I just want to just bang the drum that routines reduce anxiety, and creating a consistent pattern in every day is helpful for everyone. We all really kind of thrive on structure. Visual checklists, near the door, can be very helpful, or in the bathroom of what they should be doing in the bathroom, of brushing your teeth and washing your hands, and how, and a daily shower. So just some nice checklists can be incredibly helpful. And then also for adults, the keys and wallet in the same spot every day. I did have a gentleman who liked to keep his wallet on his dashboard in his car in his garage, and bought a new car, and it was black, and his wallet was black, and he was thinking he was losing it all the time. So we changed the color of his wallet so that he could see it easier when he was walking into the garage, so it wasn't causing anxiety. So it's just some general things can be very helpful. With children, the need to donate and just downsize, when you have more activity in the brain, or the executive function struggles a little more, if we can bring down the clutter in your home and just make the space as calm as possible, then your brain can relax more within your home. So having far too many toys, or just far too many even clothes, where dressing becomes a difficult choice and things can be extra challenging. So the more simple you can make it by keeping the volume of items down, can add for a much more calm environment. And then just a heads up that, I'm giving you some ideas of setting up file systems and structures. You are the house manager, and running the house just from an administrative standpoint of mail and phone calls is at least 90 minutes per week for a standard family. So that's a lot going, and most people don't ever think about assigning administrative time to run their house. And I think this is just a great awareness of that time. So, some ideas of creating these files, or this notebook for all your documents, that's going to cut into those 90 minutes. But there's bigger things than that too, of just mail and emails that just help your house run. So in summary, I've discussed what the clutter clearing process is, some ideas of how to manage your 504 IEP, paper management, or ideas on how to do it digitally, or kind of a hybrid method of, maybe that school communication is all in digital folders, but your evaluation, your IEP, the homework behavior is more paper oriented, or both paper and digital. And then gave you some ideas for family organization strategies. So, but imagine, kind of living calmer in a quieter environment with less clutter and less distractions for your child. So please connect if you want to know more. Again, I am Denise Allan at Simplify Experts. We have a monthly newsletter that comes out. I'm on both Facebook and Instagram. And anytime anyone reaches out to us, we come by for a complimentary assessment of your home or your office, and just strategize how to get you to your vision of organization. I'm also on Amazon, wrote this book, Declutter and Thrive, and it discusses kind of the 6 different personalities that we've seen in our 15 years of organizing. So just thank you. And thank you, Meg, for offering this time. And I hope you had some good takeaways. So happy organizing, and thanks so much.